So, with me finally seeing all the Toy Story films, rank the Toy Story films, including Lightyear, the spin-off, 6 films from the worst to the best, so let's get started. In sixth place is Buzz Lightyear's origin film, Lightyear. Now, I like the idea of doing a Lightyear spin-off film, but it forgets what it's meant to be. I mean, the Sonic character, he was pretty cool, but they totally forgot what they were supposed to be doing 44. Even the people who made this movie, I don't think they quite get it. I don't think they quite get what they were going for here. Toy Story 5. Now, listen. Is this movie really good? Yes, but it proved me wrong, and it's a nice continuation of the Toy Story franchise that is still proving they are 5 for 5 with this franchise. And the characters. Jesse in the lead is actually pretty nice to do with, and it's probably the most like scattershot though, because we're following Jesse, we're following Bonnie, we're following Buzz and Woody. So it's tackling a lot of plot lines, but it obviously does get well nice and crescendo at the end there. And obviously having to do with Jesse's past though, I thought that was pretty nice, but wasn't crazy about the lily pad character, but I like that they tackled the technology. So is it great? No, it's not another classic, but overall it keeps you heartfelt. Next up, give me Toy Story 4, and I think the film is very emotionally well. Having to do with things that obviously, having both Pete come back, I like that. And it does well about friendship and a dynamic change in life. And I think the bunny and the duck, they're pretty fun to watch. As well as Gabby wasn't really crazy about her, but it does something a little bit interesting and different than obviously, than Lotso. Then obviously being like the villain Lotso, yeah. I do think it does have the emotions, but it doesn't really quite have it like the first 3 films do. But it's still a very good film. And then he does get emotional. So, another great one, and one I probably don't want to watch over and over again because it gets too emotionally well done. Third place is definitely Toy Story 3 because of how it captures the emotions of growing up, saying goodbye, and letting go. So, that I almost thought, almost looking back on it, over 15 years later, I still like it even more. And Lotso the villain didn't quite like him as all. I still hate him to this day. But with the ending, it does it really well of having him play with his toys one last time. Especially when he gets to like the torch scene, we're going to see them torch. But the alien parts where they have the claw come in and save them was well nice done. And when they get to the end of the film, it does it well. I still like it even more when I first saw it back over 15 years ago. Our runner-up, the original Toy Story. Now, some people are thinking this is obviously the best, but I could disagree with y'all. They do introduce us to some characters that obviously, Disney Pixar bring us something that gives us something to like with an amazing set of characters like Woody, who's obviously Andy's favorite toy, and then he obviously, make sure that, they are all going to be okay and just know that they're not getting replaced, and he cares about Andy all the time. Well, then when Buzz shows up, it gets more fun to watch. he becomes Andy's new favorite toy. Woody becomes jealous that everything goes into some more and more of the story that makes it so fun. Like Woody goes on with Andy in the car to Pizza Planet while Buzz shows up, and they go to Pizza Planet, and then Sid Phillip gets involved with it. He takes him to the house, and Woody's trying to get back to Andy so they can move, so he can obviously be with Andy when they're moving. While Buzz is just an actual toy, but when he comes out, he's just a toy after all. You feel bad for him. You feel actually bad for him, though. But Sid Phillip as a character, very, very unlikable. Who just likes to torture stories just for fun. And I always thought he was just mainly just a bad troublemaker. But when the defeat comes, you really, really want to see him obviously get what he's deserved. And when the big coming parts with Falling with Style is an absolute crowd, well-deserved moment. And a story that's so well done, it's so timeless that even I still love this film. Over 30 years later, and probably one of the best of the franchise. But in first place is Toy Story 2, which some people can say it's better than the original, or some people say the first is the best, but sometimes you can obviously debate that. It takes things with a new angle and a new story that obviously takes things to Woody's roundup, Jesse's new owner Emily. It hits all the new notes, especially with, it almost got deleted, but it delivers what they loved about the first film, so much so that it feels earned. And the way that it's told, the way that it is told by, that's what makes it so much fun, especially the Star Wars reference. I thought that was hilarious. Even as a kid, I always take a look back at it, and it's always coming to me in first place because of how fun and enjoyable it is. And when we meet Jesse and Bullseye, it makes the film so much brilliant and totally as good as the first one. So much so that it comes in at number 1. And again, these films are good on Rotten Tomato scores. It does so well that is obviously one of my favorite Pixar franchises growing up. And yeah, this comes in at number 1 as for now. And that's going to do it for this video, everybody. Let me know in the comments where you agree, disagree on the list, but if you don't like the list, that's fine, but hey, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, and comment. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.